Hi. Happy weekend. Happy Friday. Happy Saturday, depending on where you are in the world. So, I've been really struck by all these lovely messages and conversations this week with wonderful friends. Thank you to each of you, if you know who you are, and family and clients this week. And one of the things that has been a running theme is people not knowing all the things that other people are choosing and creating and being in the world. And I've just been so inspired by these conversations this week. Hi, Jeannie. And I'm just been so amazed by what people are choosing to create. Oh, I guess that's an alarm. What people are choosing to create that I wouldn't have known about at all. And it really made me look at, well, what do people not really know that I'm creating, that I'm choosing, that I'm being in the world? And is it time to tell people? Because it's not always time. Not everyone needs to know everything, right? So I realized that I had created something years ago, and not many people know about it. And I wonder if you all have created anything that some people might benefit from, that they might know about. Go ahead and put that in the chat. I'd love to have this be a space where other people can find you and know about what you're creating and choosing in the world as well. I created something years ago and for a long time just kind of kept it to myself. And I'm realizing that it's actually time to tell people about it. I think I was worried that a lot of things, that I was worried that people would judge me about it, that it would take away from other aspects of my life, like my friends and business and money, that it would create a lot of expectations from people for me to prove things. And I don't like proving anything. Like, it's not really fun for me. Maybe some of you can relate. If that's the case, go ahead and put yeah in the chat about that. And so I've been sitting with this, and people now know about the academy that I'm creating, the Academy of the Seen and Unseen. But there's pieces of it that a lot of people that have known me for years, for decades, don't know about me, that I've been using these tools and playing with these energies and inviting people and their bodies to something different for a long time. And it wasn't that I had any issues talking about it if somebody asked about it, but how are anyone going to ask you if they don't even know that they could ask you, right? Like, just like someone can't ask you a question if they don't know that they don't know that information. If that makes any sense. And so there's this energetic body process that I created years ago that is, I'm calling for right now, the living and dying body process. And I resisted talking about it for so long because I'm so acutely aware, and I have been my whole life, of how death is something that people are not comfortable talking about. It's something that people avoid discussing. That they almost think that if they talk about it, it brings it closer. And one of the things I've found to be the case is that we're willing to be aware of all of the death and dying energies. We can actually see where we're killing ourselves, where we're killing possibility, where we're maybe taking on other people's unconsciousness, or where other people are killing themselves and not choosing things that could create more, and then thinking that that's ours and locking in our bodies, or making it, swirling it around in our heads, keeping us up at night. And what if something else was possible? What if we could actually live even more exuberantly, aggressively present here with every cell of our bodies, more joyfully, while being aware of death and dying energies? And a lot of times, if we're aware of it, we can actually have more joyful living. Someone was asking me, gosh, how are you happy so much of the time? And how have you survived so many of these car accidents and thrived and gosh, had the shape shifting going on with your body and healed your body from chronic pain and chronic sickness and these allergies and asthma and trauma and abuse? How have you done that? And it's never the same response because it's something different that I get to acknowledge each time and get to put a voice to. And one of the things that I realize did that is my awareness of death, is my awareness of where people are choosing something less or are choosing something different than living. Because death isn't actually always less, interestingly enough, too, but that's just my weird point of view. And so I've created this body process, and I've been giving sessions to people and not telling others about it really. And it's created so much for me, and it's created so much for the people and their bodies, for their businesses and relationships. And I'm so sorry for those of you that would have benefited from this information and would have benefited from these energies. I'm so sorry that I was hiding. I'm so sorry that I was keeping this to myself. I recognize now that when we don't tell people things that we're choosing and creating and being in the world, when it's time, because it's not always time, like we said, and something that would contribute to people and their bodies, their lives, we're actually part of keeping them captive to that limited point of view, to a life that is smaller, that's less, that's not as joyful, that isn't actually what's true for them and what's possible for them and their bodies and for all the bodies and people that they're connected to. And I just want to genuinely apologize. I didn't know. And that's a lot of us. We don't know until we know. And then after you know, for me at least, it's hard not to ignore it. It was kind of like flapping me, slapping me in the face with the awareness of what it could create for people. And I'm just curious for each of you, where is it that you're truly living? And where is it that you're truly choosing dying and death that maybe you haven't looked at? Where is it where you're actually looking and buying other people's stuff and taking it on and locking it in your body and creating disease and creating pain and creating your own abuse? And just know that I did that, and if you want to keep doing that, that's fine, but you don't have to, and you can actually have something else as a possibility. And so let me know if you have any questions about that. Um, but I'm really curious about where you're living and what you're creating that's uniquely yours, that's uniquely your way of being in the world, that might be a different take on something that could contribute to people and to their bodies and their lives and anywhere else in their life that, man, I'd love to know about it if you're creating something like that. And if you want to know about what I'm creating, please go ahead and ask. I've been so busy through all this quarantine and pandemic, just trying to contribute to people in whatever way I can. And this has been one way. And I'm just so pleased for those that would like to outcreate all of the crazy in the world and would like to live even more, like really commit to living and really come home to themselves, to what's true for them, and to creating something different on the planet. Gosh, if that's something of interest to you, like let's have a chat. It's been amazing to invite those that would like that to that and to have it with ease, and also to help those that would like to transition and let go and and have ease with dying, including when they're aware of their loved ones who are dying and who've been sick and who are choosing something else and something different, for them to have ease with their grief and to not have a grieving process that is as long and that is like anybody else is choosing. You can actually have it in a way that invites more living for you and that is honoring still of your loved ones. And it's just one of a couple things that have shown up in these sessions with people. And I'm just amazed by the level of bravery and the courage of the people that have reached out to me about this. And if this is something that is something that piques your interests, I can send you some samples. I can give you some sample sessions. I'm doing them remotely. But yeah, let me know what questions you have and what you know about living and dying that would be a contribution to those that would really like to live. So thanks for watching. Thanks for being here on this planet. And if there's any way I can contribute to you, let me know. Bye for now.